What is going on, guys? It's your boy Chris here. I didn't want to do this, but I feel like I have to clarify something. Because I feel like a lot of people have this idea that I hate AEW. I don't hate AEW. Okay? Let me be clear. Let me repeat that. I don't hate AEW. As a matter of fact, I want them to do well. I want them to be successful. Them being successful is good for the wrestling business as a whole. It gives talented workers another place to work, and it offers a place for them to make money and gives them options other than having to go to one place and one place only, as because we've seen that when WCW went out of business and ECW went out of business, and Ring of Honor and TNA couldn't really, take their place properly. And WWE had like this monopoly on the business. And it was very bad because they got complacent. They put on a shitty product for years. And we all know what happened there. AEW has made them step their game up and prove that they are the top company in the wrestling business. And they've proven that over the past couple of years since AEW's been in existence. They've gone about the mission of like, okay, someone trying to take the crown, not on my watch. And they've decided to, up their game and put on better shows and better programming. And it shows in everything they've done. That's just a fact, okay? You could argue that, you can say WWE is not good. You're full of shit if you say they're not good. They're 10 times better than they were before AEW came around. That's just a fact, okay? If you want to argue that they're not better, then that's you. But that you're full of shit if you say that. You're lying to yourself. You're lying to the fan base. You're outright lying if you say that. They are 10 times better than they were when AEW wasn't around. Okay? That's just fact. Again, not going to argue that, not going to debate that with anybody. That's just a fucking fact of life. That's reality. So with that said, and me clearly stating that I do want AEW around to act like they're this perfect company with no problems is fucking stupid. To act like there's nothing wrong there is fucking dumb. Okay? They have a shit ton of problems, a lot of which for a company that's been around for 5 years should not exist. One example, and this is a big one, and it happened last week during Dynamite. Audio issues. They sounded like they were in like a wind tunnel last week. They're 5 years into their existence. That should not be a fucking thing. Okay? That's a problem. The second problem, and this is a big issue, they don't know how to tell stories. They don't know how to build stories. That's a problem. And let me explain why. Everybody talks about, dream match. Okay, that's great. After all these fucking dream matches happen, what you fucking got? Not a goddamn thing. That's what you've got. You ain't got shit. Okay? You can have Bryan Danielson versus Will Ospreay. Bryan Danielson versus Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega versus Okada for the 75th time. Kenny Omega versus Jon Moxley. Kenny Omega versus Samoa Joe. But once those matches happen, what do you have after that? Do you have any stories to build up any stars, any new stars? Because all those guys I just mentioned are in their mid to upper 30s and aren't probably going to be around that long if they keep wrestling the way they wrestle. You haven't built up any new stars. All the pillars are either hurt or suspended or otherwise not really all that great. In fact, one of them is in the first storyline you've actually possibly built in 5 years. In Jungle Jumpin' Jack Perry Jingleheimer Smith. And it took using footage of a guy who you fired and no longer works there to get him any heat. That got him heat. That's it. Now he's got to carry it by himself without the guy that helped him get the heat being there. Can he do it? Who the fuck knows? I don't know. No one knows. But, they did something last week that got people talking. Granted, it was not necessarily for the best of reasons at first, but then Tony rebounded by selling the neck injury and trying to keep the kayfabe going. Then he fucked it up with the comments about comparing WWE to Harvey Weinstein, which was stupid as shit. That's the other problem with AEW. WWE is living rent-free in their fucking heads. Okay? They are. They've become and I'm going to say this, Tony Storm made that dumbass comment to Tony Khan about never inviting him out after she wins a match, which was a direct shot at Cody Rhodes, and inviting Hunter and Bruce Pritchard out after he won the world title at Universal title at WrestleMania. It was a direct shot at the guy. Even Cody himself is basically like, y'all need to really stop fucking running your mouths. Basically, he, in the nicest way possible, said, y'all need to stop. For real. Because, if he really wanted to go there, he could probably go there and put that company on blast. And he hasn't done it. He has consistently taken the high road when it comes to AEW. But you could see in the interview with Peter Rosenberg he did yesterday, he's starting to get annoyed with it. It was all over his face. He's like, I want them to do well, but I really wish they'd keep my fucking name out their fucking mouth. Even though they didn't say my name, I know they took a shot at me. And I really need them to stop. And if me saying this doesn't say something, Tony, TK, get your boys to shut the fuck up because they're starting to piss me off. And I can empty a fucking clip into your asses. And I've been real nice about not going there. So, yeah, you can tell it's starting to piss him off. Because it's I've taken the high road the entire time. Even to the point where I rebutted some of the stuff that CM Punk said. I disagreed with him about AEW, and he publicly said as much. And it's Cody's saying this, and Punk's saying this. He's taking the side of being diplomatic about it and not going there. And I respect him doing that. But at some point, he's going to punch back. And AEW's not going to like it when he does because he was an executive in the company. So he's got dirt. And they need to stop running their mouths about WWE and focus on fixing their own problems and making their own product better. And that's a problem. The other problem is, where are these new stars coming from? They're not building new stars. They're not. That's another issue. You're not building new stars. At some point, yeah, you're only 5 years old, but you're relying on all these veteran guys. You're relying on a Jericho. You're relying on the Young Bucks. Why, I have no idea, because they suck. You're relying on Edge, or Adam Copeland, and Christian Cage, and Samoa Joe, and that. this, that, whatever. You're relying on these older guys, and you're not building up new stars. They're not, and that's a problem. It's going to bite him in the ass because some of the young stars are starting to realize that the grass is greener elsewhere. Hook, who's like 24, openly said, when I get my contracts up, I'm testing the fucking market and seeing what else is out there for me. Mike Santana left and went to TNA. Jade Cargill went to WWE. Brian Pillman Jr. went to WWE. They just signed Julia out of Japan. They may have a working agreement with Rossio Gala and Marigold to bring in other women from overseas. Who the fuck knows? But they're doing it. And it's going to be interesting to see what they pull off. So therein lies the thing. AEW has problems. And for all the good that they do, like, they're fucking up a lot of other things. Saying that doesn't mean I want them to fail. Saying that means I don't like the product. I watch them. I watch Dynamite every week. I watch Collision as much as I can when I'm home, if I'm not busy doing something else with my family, or I'm out, because it's a Saturday night. And maybe me and my wife have plans. I don't watch Rampage because that show fucking sucks. There, I said that too. Ain't nobody scared. Fuck it, Rampage. I don't watch it. So I don't normally watch Rampage. It's the only AEW show I don't watch. When they had Dark Evolution, or whatever it was called, or the Dark shows on YouTube, I used to watch those. I used to watch them faithfully because it showed young, up-and-coming talent, and I liked that. And then they got rid of it. No, I don't watch Ring of Honor because, to me, Ring of Honor died in Baltimore in 2022. So I don't watch Ring of Honor because that shit's not Ring of Honor, and I refuse to acknowledge that it's Ring of Honor because Ring of Honor, as I knew it and loved it, died in December of 2022 in Baltimore. So I don't watch that. Plus, I'm not paying for Honor Club. I pay for enough of these streaming services as it is. I'm not adding another one to it. Except maybe Shudder. I might do that, but I'm not paying for Honor Club because it's not worth it to me. I'm sorry, it's just not. But that's my opinion on it. But, like I said, to be clear, and let me state this again as clearly as I can, I want AEW to be successful. But they have problems that they need to fix in order to do that, in my opinion. If you don't agree with me, that's fine. Don't agree with me. If you do agree with me, cool. Agree with me. But for anyone who assumes that I just want them to fail, that is not true. A lot of the mistakes they're making make it hard to root for them because in some cases, they fucking shoot themselves in the foot with the stupid shit that Tony Khan does. Like, they just do. And to not acknowledge that's crazy. It's like back in the day with Vince. They would do stupid shit too. WWE, like, i.e., 20 years of Cena wins, LOL. Like, fuck, they fucked up. They ruined some careers by doing that. Infamously, when the Nexus started, John Cena wanted to go over them, and Jericho and Adam Copeland were like, dude, this is a terrible idea. Cena had to later admit, yeah, I fucked that up. Because he ruined an entire group of fucking wrestlers. He buried the entire fucking group. Wade Barrett never recovered. Heath Slater never recovered. Justin Gabriel never recovered. Those guys never recovered from the shit that happened in that fucking moment. And it ruined them. David Otunga never recovered. I still want my David Otunga coffee mug. God damn it, where are you, WWE? Get me my law office's David Otunga coffee mugs. They would sell like hotcakes. I would buy one today. I think he still works there too, so it'd be kind of cool to have that. I think he's in their legal department. I don't know if he's still there or not, but I want my David Otunga coffee mug. I want my David Otunga coffee mug. I've wanted one from the days he was sitting there drinking the coffee out of a mug, and I've wanted one ever since. And they need to do that. Anyway, so yeah, like there's that example. There's like Vince refusing to like build new stars properly. Like he's famous for doing that shit. His awful booking over the past decade that he was there, like they had problems too. I'm calling that out here just to make sure that people realize that I do call out WWE for dumb shit they do. Not to mention all the off-camera shit Vince has done of late, because holy shit, that's a whole nother fucking mess. But anyway, like I said, I'm able to call out WWE and AEW for the shitty things they do. It's just that AEW's done it more recently, so it's right there fresh in my head. I can call it out and give my opinions on it because I'm looking right at it every fucking week. And WWE has gotten drastically better since Hunter has taken over creative and all that shit. They just have. So anyway, like I said, I do want AEW to do well. They're just fucking up in a lot of areas that I see. And calling that out doesn't mean I hate them or want them to die. It means that I'm calling it out because I want it to get better. And it's up to them to fix these things that I think are a problem. And again, these are just my opinion. I'm entitled to my opinion. If you don't like it, you don't have to like it. But, that's just, again, it's my opinion on what they're doing wrong and how they could fix it. Period. Anyway, that's all I've got for this one. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Peace.